Hey guys, welcome to Dutchboulders. We're in my hometown Utrecht and we're going to ask people a very important question.
Bouldering. Bouldering?
Bouldering.
Boulderen? Boulderen.
I've got no clue, honestly.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what you mean.
I don't have any idea, man. Bouldering?
Yeah.
No, I don't have a clue at all.
Could you repeat, please?
Yeah, sure. What is bouldering?
Bouldering.
Yeah, it's an
It is
activity, I can tell you that, but what do you think it is?
It's a process where something going to be boulder. Rolling down a hill.
Boulderen. Iets met water of zo, dat je in het water doet?
I think it has to do something with stones, because boulders. So it might be lying very still on a street or something. Might be a new trend. Oh, maybe something on the construction site or anything like that. I don't have a clue. Go on, give me more hints. I don't know.
No, that's okay.
Right.
Thanks.
Okay.
Wow, okay. That's interesting. So it seems that a lot of people don't know what bouldering is. Okay, we've got work to do, so let's find out. So what is bouldering then exactly? Basically, bouldering is one of the types of rock climbing, but there are a lot of types of rock climbing. So we can maybe make it simple, and to do that, we can look at what the IFSC has to say, because the IFSC is the International Federation for Sports Climbing. They do also organize the World Cups and other events as well. So let's see what disciplines they have. The first discipline that they have is probably the one that most people will know, which is lead climbing. And lead climbing is basically climbing with a rope on a large wall. The second discipline that they have is speed climbing, and speed climbing basically means climbing as Usain Bolt but on the wall. So it's insane, so you have to go as quickly as possible to the top, and yeah, it just looks ridiculous. Here, have a look. And the third discipline that the IFSC has is bouldering. And yeah, in the following clip you will see that it really is different from the other types of climbing as well. Okay, so now we know that bouldering is a type of rock climbing, but what is bouldering exactly? For that we can maybe head to Wikipedia and see what the definition is over there of bouldering. So the definition is: bouldering is a form of rock climbing that is performed without the use of ropes or harnesses. So there you have it. That's exactly what bouldering is. It's climbing without the use of anything to protect you from falling, apart of course from the bouldering mat that you can drop on. Okay, so now that we know the definition of bouldering, where did it come from? Because indoor bouldering as we know it wasn't probably the first thing that was there. And it also wasn't, because bouldering originated from bouldering outside, climbing outside. But there is this story about a group in France called the LOWSELF from the 1930s. And the story is that they climbed mountains in the Alps, but when conditions were bad, they headed to the forest of Fontainebleau and they trained themselves by bouldering over there. So they saw the sport of bouldering as a way to keep their physiques in shape in order to make larger ascents in the mountains of the Alps. So that's quite interesting. So nowadays you have two types of bouldering. So there's indoor bouldering and there's outdoor bouldering, and they are actually two completely different sports. Because indoor bouldering for most people is just climbing for fun. It's also seen as an entry-level way of getting into climbing. It's climbing in a more safer environment because of the large crash pads that are on the floor. So climbers are willing to take more risks than they would do outside. but there are some die-hard climbers that specifically train indoors in order to get great result outdoors. And outdoor bouldering is very different to indoor bouldering because you have a very different feel on the rock. Another big difference is that you don't see the route, so indoors you have all these nice colored grips where you can see what the route is, but outside it's just plain rock. And I would say that bouldering outdoors is just a bit more for the bouldering fanatic. And yeah, it's also a bit more adventurous because you're going into the woods with your crash pads and all your bouldering gear. So yeah, it's way different than bouldering just indoors, you know. You can compare it a bit to indoor and outdoor football. They're just different disciplines. Okay, so now we know what bouldering is. Let's head to the gym and see how it works. Okay guys, so there we are at the gym. But first things first, what do you need for bouldering? Climbing shoes with sticky rubber are important for grip on small holds. Some people buy them very small for extreme grip. Chalk is very important to keep your hands from sweating, because you need all the grip. A brush comes in handy when holds are used a lot and are dusty. Finger tape can help to support the fingers, but remember, always stop when it hurts. Okay, so now that we know what we need, how does it work? You begin at the starting holes, which are often marked with colored stickers. Then you follow the color that you started on by only touching the hand and foot holds of that specific color when you're going up. And finally you touch the final hold with 2 hands for 2 seconds, so you're in control. Okay, so now we know what to do, but why is it actually fun? Well, actually yes. As you can see, bouldering is about jumping, swinging and acting like a monkey. So what's more fun? But at the same time it's also about puzzling and using your brains to get to the top. Okay, so maybe the most important question, is it scary? So yeah, as you can see guys, this is the height. Which is quite okay, because you can just jump down. Beam! Or you can just climb down and get down safely, which is also better for your knees and for your back. Okay, so now that you know that bouldering is fun and you know what to do, let's get into some terminology. First one, and maybe the most important one, is the top. The top is when you finish a route. Second one is a prestigious one, and it's called the flash. And a flash means that you did a route in just one try. The third one is beta, and beta is what we climbers use to talk with each other. Beta is basically the information of how to do a route. The next interesting terminology is flat versus overhanging. Flat, or also called slab, are walls that are straight or almost straight. And overhanging, as the word says, are walls that are overhanging, so coming at you. And the overhanging routes most of the time are a little bit harder because of course gravity is pulling harder at you. A fun part of bouldering is jumping from one hole to the other, and when you jump from one hole to another, it's called dynoing. Another fun thing that we climbers like to do is campusing. And campusing means climbing without using your feet, just only pulling on your arms. Okay, then some information on the different types of holds that we have on the wall. There is the jug that you can wrap your hands completely around. So those are the nicest holds to have because you can just hold on to them. And then there are the crimps, or some people call them the edges. And those are the holes on the wall on which you can only wrap the tip of your fingers around. And then there are the pinches. Those are the holes that you can only pinch. Then there are the slopers, and slopers are quite difficult holds because you only have this sloping surface on which you can only hang on to by friction. And then lastly you have the pockets, and pockets are like these sort of holes in the wall, or holds with holes in them, and which you can only just put a few fingers in and pull hard at them. They are also quite injury prone. We climbers like to measure ourselves and how good we're doing. We do that by using grades for the routes that we do. And here in Holland we most of the time just use the Fontainebleau grading scale. There are also some different scales, so for example the Furman scale or the Yosemite decimal system. But yeah, we like to measure what we do and how good we do it.
Okay,
I have to think about that for a minute.
I think bouldering is fun because it's a mix between your mental capabilities, strength and technique. And besides that, it's a really social sport. And it's really easy to measure your development. So I think that's it.
It's like you need to be powerful, you need to be really focused. They rebuild the circuits every few months, so you have this infinite amount of moves you can pull. So it's always refreshing. Instead, like you can have swimming, which is always the same movements, and this is just fun to do.
Well, because it's a workout and because it's puzzling at the same time. I like the small goals you can set, like one route is not that long, but every time you complete it, it's satisfaction. And besides that, it's a social sport where you can, if it's like a difficult problem, then you can have a discussion, get to know people, and learn from each other. So
I like the challenge. I like the passion that you feel when you manage to climb past your plateaus. It doesn't matter how good or bad you are, or beginner or advanced. You can always compete with yourself. It's just such a nice feeling to grow and to get better, get stronger every time, and it's really motivating. I guess the answer why I like it's the challenge and the passion that you feel when you outdo yourself.
Okay guys, so that was it. I hope you guys have a good view of what bouldering is. I hope you guys like it, and I hope you guys think bouldering is fun. So I hope to see you guys in the gym, and yeah, till the next time.